All right, good morning, everyone. We'll call to order the May 2023 meeting of the Binghamton Traffic Board. It's May 11th, 2023. The first item of business on the agenda is approval of the minutes. We're looking to approve the minutes from both the March and April 2023 meeting.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next up, we will take public comment. I believe we have one person here to address the board today. So if you come up to the seat here, that'd be great. If you press the button on your microphone so that it turns green and just state your name and address, you're welcome to address the board. Is the light green?
So the green light is on.
That sounds
You can
good.
hear me now.
Yes.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you.
My name is Robert Wandell. I own a Magica, which is the shop at 39 Court Street right here in downtown Binghamton. We started in the year 2000, so this is our 24th year in business down there. Yeah, so I don't know if those of you that know me and know what my usual thing coming to the city is, and it's concerns about parking. Years ago, the city had a parking study done and got lots of suggestions and paid an outside contracting firm to help figure out how to improve parking downtown for downtown businesses. And just to give you an idea of my business, we sell a variety of things, but we mostly cater to people that are not college students. We bring people in from a lot of places. I have one guy that comes to buy drums from me from Pittsburgh, and he buys $2,000 worth at a time. But these people come from out of town, and sometimes they're just Endwell and Vestal and stuff. But they typically, I don't depend on city residents for income. So that means I depend on outsiders, and they all need a place to park. And this parking downtown has been an issue for a long time. I know you guys have addressed it, the parking ramp issue and all of that. I'm here for something more specific, I guess. The zone on Court Street from State Street to Water Street is zoned differently parking wise than the rest of the downtown area. It is no overnight parking, paid parking only, and a 2-hour maximum. The 2-hour signs are posted on where at the either end of that, so it's very visible. If you go to put money in the kiosk, if you put your plate number in, to enter, the first thing that comes up is the thing that says maximum time limit strictly enforced. And the programming in those kiosks that serve that area are also programmed for the 2-hour issue. And that if you put in enough for 2 hours and then come back and try to put more in the same plate number, it will say maximum time exceeded and will not sell you a ticket. So that is to encourage turnover and open spaces. So each one of those spaces should serve in an 8-hour day, at the very least, 4 different customers for each space, for not just my business, but all of the businesses in that area. There's an issue though. Enforcement is just not there. I would like to know, and those are my questions, has there ever been a ticket issued there for over 2 hours? Has there ever been a no overnight parking ticket issued there? Because it doesn't seem that way, and people are catching on that it doesn't happen, so people park there all the time. I have issues with many cars there. I'm coming in here, and I work 6 days a week here, so I'm walking from the parking ramp where I pay $90 a month to park far away from my business, leaving the spots there open for customers, for all of us. And when I get there at 9:30, often there are no spots. There's the 6 in front of me, maybe there's 1 or 2. And none of the businesses there are open, except even Bosco doesn't open until 10. So a lot of these spots are the same cars over and over and over again. Some of them live upstairs, some of them work downtown, some of them own businesses and just want one spot just for themselves. Am I correct in assuming there are no exemptions for residents, workers, and business owners so that they can park on that street in those spots right in front of my business or their business all day. That's probably accurate, yes.
Yeah, you're correct that there's a 2 hour limit and there's no overnight parking there.
Um, I'm gonna leave some of these for you. There's pictures and stuff
Sure,
there.
yep.
The first picture on what I'll give you guys, I got like 4 or 5 copies. It's just a picture of where it's marked 2 hours. Yeah, get those. So it's obviously on the sign and obviously on the kiosk. The second is a picture, 2 pictures of a car parked directly in front of my store that parked there for 47 straight hours without a parking ticket. And we parked there again yesterday. So if you park somewhere and you don't get a ticket, you're probably going to park there again and again and again. So that car's there all the time. He lives upstairs somewhere. I don't know who it is, but that's the blue BMW. On the 3rd page is the picture that was on somebody's dashboard. They put it by their registration under the glass. And it's basically a flyer that says New York City Dollhouse, and a handwritten note that said, "This is my car for the next few days," with a heart on it. Now, I've been told by a few people that she has a special leniency that she can park wherever she wants, whenever she wants. And she has told me the same thing. So now that car is gone, the black BMW, or sorry, black Mercedes is gone. She's back to her white Mercedes, but that's where she parks every day for 8 hours roughly on most days. So this idea that, you know, if someone's breaking the law, how hard is it to catch a parked car? You know, it's parked, and it's parked in nearly the same spot every day, at least in that same area. And it's parked there for more than 2 hours nearly every time she parks. And she's not the only one. I can look up and down that row, and like I say, if there's 6 spots and 5 of them are taken up, I can say, I've seen that one every day, that one every day, that one every day, and that one every day. And most of them are there for well over 2 hours, and it's not being enforced. And when I talk to Mike or Casey, they sort of throw their hands up and tell me that there's nothing they can do about it. And that, you know, like this white Mercedes, she pays for her time. If they write her a ticket, she pays it, which is, so then the slate's clean. But for the most part, she doesn't get tickets because she, quote, pays. There are loopholes in the system, and they know what they are, and they don't close them. One of the things a person can do is go on the app and say you're parked on Washington Street instead of Court Street, and they'll let you pay for 8 hours or whatever, because that's not zoned for that, but you're lying about where you're parked.
So I appreciate you coming down, and I also appreciate the materials that you provided. I'll make sure that they get circulated to the rest of the board.
Okay.
And just so I'm clear, your request is enforcement specifically of the 2 hour parking and the overnight parking?
Yes.
Okay. I appreciate you coming down. I'll make sure that this gets shared with the traffic division and
If you need
parking
clearer
enforcement.
pictures or anything else, let me know.
Okay.
You know where I am. I'm at 39 Court Street, right in the middle of downtown, and come talk to me at any point. I can share with you lots of stories, and none of them, well, some of them good stories, but some of them won't. I do have one more question on that. I haven't in months and months and months, but I used to, if I saw a car parked out there for 6 hours, call the police department and say, we've got a parker here. That's an issue. And they would often send somebody, and sometimes they would write a ticket. But it's only Mike and Casey that do that. If Mike and Casey aren't on, and I called one time when they weren't on, a uniformed police officer came and basically came into my shop and lectured me for 15 minutes about how he's too busy to write parking tickets. Wouldn't write a parking ticket for the car that'd been parked out in front of my store for 5 straight hours without paying at all. He just wouldn't even look at it, wouldn't scan it, wouldn't do anything. So, and Mike and Casey don't work overnight. So what not only do I want enforcement, I want the city to direct other policemen other than Mike and Casey, like those working overnight, to occasionally write an overnight ticket, and then that stuff will stop. This is not about punishing people. This is about freeing up parking for my customers, for other people's customers, and for the city to do street cleaning and plowing. That's why there's no overnight. I don't really, that doesn't affect me other than street cleaning and plowing, but the rest has a big effect on businesses like mine that depend on most of their clients driving somewhere close-ish. And just telling me to tell my customers to park in the ramp is not a valid thing. When the city refuses to go to the businesses and tell the owners to park in that ramp, but I'm supposed to tell my customers to park in that ramp. Now, I give them that option, of course, and tell them about the ramp, but some of them just won't. Some of them are 60 years old and they're not gonna walk, they're not gonna park on a ramp.
Sure, I understand.
So I need these spots cleared up.
Yeah, sir, from the police department, we'll take care of the issue and direct our patrols. In the future, if there's an issue with an officer that responds, I suggest if you're dissatisfied with their service, call direct into police headquarters and ask for a supervisor and explain the situation, and we'll see to it that it's rectified.
Awesome, I appreciate that. I mean, basically the cop that came and just basically told me to shut up, go away. Even talking with Casey, I said, what's this car? It's been parked here all the time. It was a white Mercedes. He goes, oh, that belongs to some business owner. And I said, who? And he said, I can't tell you that. So, okay, that's fair. But then when I call up and say there's cars parked here, they go into the dollhouse and tell that woman that I complained about him. So she comes into my store ranting and raving that I'm a misogynist because I turned in a woman at that time. I didn't know whose car it was. I just knew it was a white Mercedes. It was parked there every day. So I didn't know who it was. I just said, this is it. But they went in and told her that Rob told on you or whatever they told her. I don't know. But, you know, she came into my store ranting and raving and basically telling me they're laughing at you. The cops laugh at you when you call. They're not going to give me any tickets. They just don't. Anyone you see on my, they'll just dismiss it. And so far, all the stuff that she said, which sounded like garbage to me, has turned out to be fairly accurate. I have video of, you know, cops going and writing tickets and just walking by that car. They don't scan it for, it doesn't have a ticket on it with a number for the time, like if you bought it from the kiosk. So they have to scan that. They don't even scan hers. Go right on by. She gets a pass. And she's not the only one. And I park in the ramp. I pay $90 a month. If you pay the parking ticket out there within 3 days, it's only a $20 ticket. So you can get 4 tickets a month and have less money coming out of your pocket than if you paid and parked in the ramp like a good citizen should do, like a good community member, a business community member should do. We should be looking out for each other, including this parking issue. I think that's it.
Thank you, Rob. We appreciate you coming down.
Thanks very
Also-
much.
Also, sir, if you want to step down right after meeting to a traffic office, we can give you like direct our number. Whenever you have something, call us directly because we're in charge of Casey and Mike out there. And if there's something that they're not doing, I'll be more than happy to come out there and rectify.
The mayor was before Christmas, which is a really busy time for a gift shop. He said he would focus, he would have them focus on enforcement down there. And then they weren't there. When I asked them about it, when I finally found one of them, they said, oh, the mayor said we had to do alternate street parking. And so we had no enforcement. We never have any enforcement on Black Friday, which is a huge day. Nobody's in the office. Small Business Saturday is the very next day. No enforcement. There's generally no enforcement on Saturday at all, even though the parking regulation holds that. Because Mike and Casey don't work there and nobody else seems to be willing to write a ticket. So those are the issues. I need that enforced. Saturday, Friday and Saturday, especially every week, are big shopping days for my shop and I feel others. So I need spots for my customers. So this ramp, well, forever, but it'll help a lot when the ramp situation gets
Right.
dealt with. But I can't wait that long. I have to do business everywhere.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for listening.
Sure. Okay, so that will close the public comment portion of the meeting and we will move on to the new business portion. First up on the agenda is 92 Park Avenue. This is a requested review from Dr. Burling in the planning department. she is looking for the addition of an apron in front of the existing pad at 92 Park Avenue, which is a city-owned property. Sergeant Music, did you get a chance, did traffic get a chance to take a look out there?
I went out to look. I didn't find any issue with it. We have good visibility on either side. It's not gonna be impeding the traffic.
Okay. Tito, what I didn't realize is, are there other parts of this request? Like, is Dr. Brilling also looking for a crosswalk and
No, as far as I know, she just wants the apron, wants permission for an
for
apron.
an apron?
Yep.
Okay.
So my question is, what good is the apron when there's no room between the sidewalk and that building?
That building has been demolished. That's an old street view
Oh.
photo. So there's a concrete pad at that location now.
Okay,
I think that the thought was being this would incentivize a buyer there who might have a small business. And-
okay.
Anyone have questions or discussion? Okay, if not, I motion to approve the installation of an apron in front of the existing pad at 92 Park Ave.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? This passes. Okay, next item on the agenda, a requested review of Chapin Street and Leroy Street, a request for a no parking here to corner sign due to low visibility. Sergeant Music, traffic was out to take a look at it, and it appears that that signage is in place.
Yeah, we updated that intersection. I think a month ago. We installed all new signs. We actually extended the no parking here to corner from 30 foot to 50 foot. And we installed larger oversized stop sign. We installed pre-warning signs for stop sign on Chapin Street. I went out there yesterday, checked all signs are there. Up. Not sure, but
Okay. Okay, so seems like no action needs to be taken on this since it's already in place. I'm not sure if this applicant just submitted this maybe and didn't realize or but what we can do is I'll reach back out to the applicant and get clarity and let her know that, you know, we did make those updates not too long ago. Was there something specifically she was looking for or?
No, I think she just wanted the no parking here to corner sign. Not sure if she didn't see it or what, but could you repeat what signage was updated? I got the increase from 30 feet to 50 feet.
yeah, on Chapin, on both sides of Chapin or on Leroy Street. It was moved from 30 feet to 50 feet back. No park here to corner due to visibility off Chapin. North side of Chapin is also moved back to 50 feet. The only south side of Chapin is still 30 foot. No parking here at the corner, but all signs are there, visible. Updated stop signs, oversized stop signs on north side, Leroy and Chapin. We did install reflective tape on the poles for the stop sign and also stop ahead warning signs on Chapin, north side of Chapin Street. Just due to like visibility issues and there's a lot of trees there, so.
You know, what's your opinion on this? Can we just move past this in the agenda or do we need to take a formal action?
Yeah, I think we could just move on.
Okay.
Was this request recent or did you request it recently? Or was-
This was in April.
Oh, yeah, so that.
Yeah.
So we can follow up with her.
Yeah, we
after
can
the
give her a
meeting and
call.
Just let her know about the update. Um, And, okay, so we'll move on to the next item, which is 25 Jerome Avenue. This is a request from the property owner. She's looking to widen the existing apron to 20 feet to accommodate an expanded driveway. My understanding is she's requesting this now because she's aware that road work will be happening on Jerome this summer and wants to do it in line with that road work. Do you have any questions or discussion on this?
No, I think we were saying, I think this 18-foot standard.
So this apron, the request is for a wider apron than we would typically allow.
So I think on our pre-meeting left that, if that's okay with engineering, from our standpoint, I don't see an issue with it, but if that's something. that engineering or whoever does it.
Ron, did you want us to forward this to engineering for review? Or do you see any issue?
No, if she's going to do it when we're out there, I'll make sure that Ed just puts the proper sign.
Okay. Okay, and I think, so what she's requesting is it
She's
2 feet?
requesting 22, but I think and then somebody wrote 20, and I think that's correct with the maximum size.
20 is the maximum size.
So
Okay, but her request is
it's 20,
22.
22.
Okay.
But whether it's 18 or 20, whatever it is, that's what she'll do.
Whatever is allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's 20.
Okay. If she comes back, does the applicant comes back to us and requests the 22? So for it to extend beyond what we allow. Can we forward this engineering to take a look at it and just see if
Sure.
we can accommodate that?
Sure.
Okay. And then we can revisit it at the June meeting. Do you know off the top of your head when Jerome's be getting?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Over in that area? Okay,
It's right. Right around third right.
You might be doing sidewalks. Curbs out there.
okay.
So Megan, do I understand correctly that the board is okay with the motion for 20 feet, but you want engineering to look at it if it's 22? Is
Yeah,
that what you- Okay,
I'm thinking that we should go ahead and approve the 20-foot apron today, just in case of the timing of the road work there, but have engineering look at the special request for 22 in the meantime. That we can revisit at the June meeting, if that makes sense.
And if it happens before that, we may be ratifying whatever we did.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I would look for a motion today to approve an 20-foot apron at 25 Jerome Avenue and to forward this request engineering for review of the 22-foot apron.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you for your help on that one. Okay, and our last item in new business, this is a requested review for a four-way stop at the intersection of Johnson Street in the first ward. Cindy, I think BMTS is going to pull some traffic counts for us there. Okay,
Typically have them at signalized intersections and roadways that have more traffic on them. Sometimes we'll take account,
okay.
but this is such low volume. We don't have to do that.
Is it your opinion based on the volume that it wouldn't warrant a four-way?
That would be my guess, but I didn't have time to go out there and look and see if there's any.
I went out there, there's really not problem with the spectators, but I'm a little bit taken back because the actual stop signs are on Jubilee and Johnson have which is coming down and kind of slow coming down. Um, there's probably site distance on Julian. My opinion, we should probably install 4 right there. There's a lot of kids crossing there from school.
So we put it to like,
Could you go out and take a look?
There was an accident. This down the hall.
Okay. Okay, so if we push it to June, Cindy, you can go out and take a look with traffic. All right. So I take a motion to table this until the June meeting.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, this is tabled. Okay, moving on to traffic board determination. 5 Pine Street, this was before us previously, and it's a request to widen, the apron to allow for, essentially driveway access to an existing driveway at 5 Pine Street. So a couple things that we talked about on this last time, if you recall, Ms. Cuddy, had, previously submitted a letter from the neighboring property owner. When the neighboring property owner expressed that they had no objection to, the widened apron there. However, the traffic board was, had some concerns that, since that wasn't an official letter, there wasn't anything in the deeds, if and when those properties are sold, what happens to that? What happens to that agreement? So it was suggested that if we were to approve this, a cross easement be put in on both residence deeds, stating that they each had access to a portion of the other's property, if I'm remembering that right, just to prevent any issues, when those sell. So that was one part of it. And then the other concern that came up last time was there's a tree on that property, that would be, encroached upon, by installing this apron. So we asked the Parks Department to go out and take a look if it would become an issue with the tree, and installing the larger apron there. And what the Parks Commissioner told us, let's see. So essentially what the Parks Commissioner told us was that there's no way to get the apron in there without, doing harm to the tree. That being said, the tree needs significant work to trim it away from the house. I guess it's causing issues with, at least one of the properties there. So in this case, Parks would have no issue with removing that street tree, and replanting new ones in the fall in front of 5 and 3 Pine Street. So what we had talked about internally a little bit was if we were to approve this, we would do it on the condition of the cross easement in both of the deeds, and that the property owners, and essentially that the Parks Department would go in and remove that tree to allow for the widening of that apron. Did anyone on the board have thoughts or discussion on that?
I think that's what we talked about. Did they do the class?
They have not yet. No, I think what we would look to do today, if there was no objection, is to basically, approve this on those 2 conditions and then put it back to the applicant to take those steps. And Tito, you had mentioned we have a way of
Yeah,
enforcing.
the street work permit wouldn't be issued until we receive the satisfactory easement. It basically is how we would enforce that.
And does anyone have objections to us moving forward like that? Okay, is
Motion.
there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes as outlined. Okay, and 261 Main Street and 264 to 266 Main, this is the Family and Children Society, also before us previously. This is where the city's working with a consultant on some pedestrian improvements along Main Street. I would ask for this to be tabled again. We're still working with the consultant on this, and kind of need to reach a conclusion on how we're going to handle this, this property and this request specifically. So unless anyone has any objections, I'd look for a motion to table.
Motion.
There a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any other business or any comments from board members that time? Okay, I'd look for a motion to adjourn then.
Motion?
A second? All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.